up, YouTube? It is I, Zara, aka Fifth Rate Duelist, here today with a multi-regional topping Drytron deck profile from Jordi Wang, who's all the way in Europe. They were kind enough to lend me their knowledge for Drytron, as I'm still a bit copium about it, but maybe it's not copium, maybe it's real, maybe it's Maybelline, I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and go right into the deck profile. So take it away, Jordi.
All right. So before we get started, just want to mention I played 5 regionals. I won one of them and then top eight. Well, top the rest. The only regional I didn't win. I went 3-1-3, and it was against. I played 4 Eldritch out of 8 rounds, and it was just. And I actually took out most of my back row removal. So at that point, I was like, okay, I need to go at least 5 back row removals in the future.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Eldritch is thing right now.
Yeah.
But
God, I
yeah.
hate Old
Uh,
Lich, but go on.
yeah. Anyways, to start off with rituals, Draconid's one of the best searchable, basically anti-scythe combo card.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it's still a must because the interruption is amazing. It's a send, not a destroy, and also this cannot be targeted by monster effects. A lot of people forget that.
Oh, yeah, they
Um,
do. I won so many games because of
yeah,
that. It's
yeah,
so funny.
and basically this machine gun basically can wipe out a lot of stuff. So I feel like this is still a must. I play the Triple Sisters, uh, Benten, Idota, and Natasha. Uh, Sometimes I feel like Ida 10 is not that necessary. I feel like it's only good when you loop with Mu Beta because you special link special, So overall, like this is becoming a little less essential in Breaking Board, whereas Natasha is just amazing. Like gain life points, steal, especially when you bait out Barone against based, and then you steal their what's it called? Um, the synchro that negates. I can't remember his name. The Sorcerer one. Um, is it Chisha? I can't
Chisha.
remember the name.
Chisha.
Yeah, Chisha. Yeah, and so basically this you basically play around one extra negate. Um, I just feel like Natasha is like a must in this deck right now.
Absolutely.
And then for the Megalith package, I play 2 Fools, one OPO, one Bethor. This is becoming pretty standard. Um, this is so overpowered when you play with Benten because you just keep plussing, you can +2, +3. This becomes level 6. With Diviner, you can either go into Beatrice to further combo off if you don't have a great hand, or you special OPO and then Synchro for Baron with Diviner. So right now, I feel like the Megalith package is even better for Drytron than all the previous meta because you don't play with Herald of Ultimatus or Perfection for negation. Um, right now, it's literally like just synchro spam, link spam, and then just all the way extra deck, and then just OTK.
Okay.
And then for Drytron monsters, the standard 3 alpha, 3 zeta, 3 delta, and then 3 gamma. Um, right now I'm more and more convinced of cutting one gamma because right now you have more rituals in deck and it's actually better to see delta than gamma.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you can get that extra draw. Sometimes you can actually try and draw into something one of your sides or one of the extenders or just combo piece, right? Whereas gamma by itself with any just regular yeah, literally with any ritual doesn't do anything. You need at
Mm-hmm.
least one more name.
Okay.
So feel debatable. I feel like in the current format, Delta is actually a little better.
Okay. How many
And
cards
then for
total?
play 50.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'll explain that a little later because I saw some people in chat and other videos asking why. I play a 3 Diviner. Um, right now I think it's super broken. You trade 1 for 1 with using Entis for back row monster effects. Synchro for 6, or even if you just do this and Bethor is level 8, you can still go into Baron. Still
Okay.
really good. There's been play times where I sent, for example, Ida 10 to make this level 8, and then synchro with a level 2, what's it called? A level 2 full, which also makes 10.
Okay.
So in that sense, this is still really good for rank 6 or synchro plays. And then one kills Valkyria because this is Life Fairy. You can search. It's just a good extender. This mostly for sometimes for synchro because you can just banish like the Entis or Herald of Arclight to summon this. And then you can literally instant make a Baron before you start making your own plays. And also you can make a Abyss Dweller, which I'll show in later in the combo video.
Okay, awesome.
I play two Lancia. There's a very very big reason. I need at least two because right now with so many Flonderies and a lot of what's it called, Dragon Links, you always want to set one with Dagda and then keep one in hand, and then you can make sure you play through Cosmic and Call by the Graves.
Okay.
So at least two copies. I think three right now is not as ideal because throughout the format, base is becoming really really strong. So is Brave Pranked, and this doesn't hurt that much. This at most can stop maybe like the War Enchantress. So
Okay.
I feel like two is enough. And you need kind of at least two. And then the standard lock scythe. You resolve this, you pretty much win against most deck except maybe Mirror if they know how to play around it. And then, well, the two names just for the draw, and then this just one extra.
Do you ever find
Uh,
yourself getting screwed over if you declare DPE and they get rid of DPE and then you have to summon Celestial?
um, right now, most of the time, yes. But the fact that you play Megalith is actually a big reason why you're actually it's still playable. Because I always do Baron bounce back, and basically with Diviner, I played one time they actually dark and they stole my DP, right?
Uh huh.
Um, I did Droplet, and then I did well, I had the special disc and I normal what's it called? Diviner, and then
Okay.
this became level 6 and then sync over 10. So I
Okay.
couldn't go into any Drytron, but I could still make some play.
Okay. Fair enough.
So I remember in that game I just popped the DP and then revive it next turn myself.
Okay.
So it wasn't that bad. It's not the end of the world, but it does get annoying because you can try and ODK that turn, but they stop you.
Yeah.
This is just I think it's a must because going first or going second, playing around enemy scythe or DP is just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then the standard Meteonis. I play one Fafnir. A lot of people start playing two or three for extra names. Um, I don't disagree because I think it's actually pretty good. Because right now, when you want to increase the number of cards in your deck, because of the fact that you play, more bricks, um, more cards, more combo pieces. So what I was doing the ratio count, 50, I think 45 to 50 is probably the ideal number for Drytron right now.
Mm-hmm.
But there's obviously some people that go 40 exact, and it's very personal depending on players. One of my favorite cards, Monster Reborn. Tatsum hates it, absolutely hates it. I'll tell you why. It's actually really amazing. Because in average, it's working out 2 to 3 games per tournament where enemy with Scythe Lock, and then their DPU being Grave. And basically, what I would do is just tribute anything, Ben 10 add Scythe, and then I steal their DP and then counter lock them next turn.
Okay.
So most people don't expect it, and this won me so many games against. Literally, you can just report anything that's except a monster that can be normal summon, right?
Yeah.
Because you cannot go against the Drytron drawback
Yeah.
limitation. So a lot of times, bring back Baron or just bring back any big Synchro or Link or Exceed. Literally anything is good. So I personally love it. It's not a good starter, but it is. I think it's a decent extender, and when you break board, I think this is amazing.
Okay.
I play two Destiny Fusion. Even if I draw it, I still try to bait out enemy Veiler or Ember. Um, and if I resolve, I just set it so I have more pressure and then free pop using a DP sometimes.
Oh yeah, I've bluffed with Verte many times. It's very
Yeah,
funny.
you have to bluff. You have to pressure them because they never know because there's so many cards like it could be an extra scythe or Lancia or whatever, right? And
Yeah.
nobody really dares to pop back row against Well, I don't know. Maybe they do, but I guess me, like, I don't see anyone ever making cards that just pop my back row.
Yeah.
I play three prep, mostly because it's the start to get your Benten going. And also, sometimes when you have everything you need access to the Megalith package, this is perfect because you had either OPO or full, and you can
Hmm.
just keep going. Uh, so I still think, and also having that one extra Meteonis late game is really good too. Sometimes you need more than one ritual summon, right? So
Yeah.
with Mute Beta, this is just really, really good. It's almost like a Destiny draw late game.
Okay.
And then the standard 3 Nova, 3 Emergency. Just for me, just adding numbers, more combo cards into the deck. Like I said, I wanted more than 45 because I play too many brick cards and I wanted to reduce number of bricks ratio in my deck.
Okay.
And then for this current meta, I decided to play cards that can play through Wind Statue because there's a lot of Flunderies and also Chalfing from Source or based. Well, base don't really make it anymore, but I still wanted cards to go to break board and go have a negation. So I play three droplet and three imperm.
Okay.
And throughout the entire tournament, it worked out really well. This ratio I think is just about right. But I'm still finding ways to improve the deck because you never know like what kind of meta the format, you know, diversifies.
What do you? Is there any reason you would play three Imperm over three Dark Ruler?
Um, yeah, mostly because it's spell speed too. So even though I'm not that afraid of a scythe lock, but it's still nice to either do it on the DP or the side or the yeah on the side.
Okay.
Most of the time, I actually do it directly on the DP because I want to steal it with Natasha permanent. So then, yeah, having two DP is literally the worst thing that can happen to your opponent because even though you cannot trigger both effects, but like you grab something away from them and then you can just keep plussing.
Yeah.
Um, and it just makes side lock even easier because I have Natasha and well, theoretically a Monster Reborn.
Okay. Do you feel
And
like
then
you struggle at all by basically not playing any hand traps except for the two Lancias?
oh, there's a big reason. I think this is very personal because whenever I play hand traps in Drytron, um, especially going second, it's I always draw stuff like Nibiru or draw on my sixth card, and that tells me so much. I just feel like there's no point playing. That's why all the sides that I personally play are power cards that are one card out. For example, Dark Ruin No More, Lava Golem, Mystic Mine, or Raw Sphere. All these are one card that outs the field. Um, and even on your sixth draw is good because you have one extra chance of drawing your side.
Okay.
But if you play like hand traps, then drawing your side in a deck where you need at least 2 to 3 combo pieces, uh, it's just the most, literally the worst feeling ever. So yeah, I personally I don't like hand traps in Drytron, and but I guess I'm wrong because someone just topped someone won a regional with a 60 card Drytron full of hand traps and 3 crossouts. So I have
Yeah.
nobody to comment on that. It's personal preference. I personally don't like to. For extra deck, I play Borstal for the OTK. Phoenix because back row is still sometimes important to get rid of, and especially when you're against like brave decks, you want to just kill the faithful
Hmm.
and make sure they don't recycle. And the MVP duo, you're super, super, super locked against pretty much any deck right now. Because you can secure anti-banish, no extra deck, and this just gets you a lot of plus.
Yeah.
And then the standard Link Kuriboh. I do see a lot of people start playing the Relinquish Anima. I think it's great when you go second, but sometimes having that spell speed too to help your monster escape, I still think it's really good.
Yeah.
But it's very situational. For Exceeds, I play the Zeus package. This kills so many decks, especially against Flunderies.
Yeah.
So many times I literally attack and then just summon Zeus in defense and then double blow up their field and that's literally my big outplay against Flunderies.
Yeah.
And then play two Mew Beta. Personally, I think one is not enough. Some people start cutting one for star. What's it called? Lyrisk, the one that can attack directly. Um, I don't think it's bad, but I feel like you still need that extender because this with either 10, you just keep looping and then keep link summoning,
Yep.
and that's literally how you make super pluses and just combo and OTK. And then my favorite, since starter format, I play Best Dueler.
Okay.
I think this card is right now in this format, except against maybe Flandreese. This is good against almost all meta decks. Um, and plus, I can actually make this in my start combo with Alpha Zeta, and this helps me play around Droplet as well. I'll show in the combo later.
Okay.
And then one Beatrice is a good starter. Sends Token Collector against all the base decks or Source Soul decks. I still think this is essential. And then right now this is becoming really popular. One Arclight, one Baron, one Intis, and one DP.
Okay.
I love this ratio. I think it's just perfect. Baron for me right now. They commented in my last video as well. The the most broken synchro ever made. I think definitely on the top list. This has everything. Helps you scythe lock. This plus Beatrice. It's a scythe lock as well. You send scythe and reborn.
Yeah.
So right now it's literally like scythe turbo. Whoever gets the result first, pretty much, has a really high chance of winning the game. And then for side, I play a token collector because I can send with Beatrice.
Okay.
I play 3 lava golem.
Hell
Same
yeah.
reason. Yeah, shout out to you as well. Even though I didn't get this idea from you, but great mind thinks alike.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that it plays around the Drytron limitation, gets rid of anything, literally against any meta deck. Also, I punish so many players that want to get extra value out of DP trying to trade that 1+. You
Yeah.
just sit this on DP and then your opponent just cries.
Yeah.
You just murder them. And sometimes I really have to think hard whether I want to special in attack or defense. Because if I cannot OTK, I prefer making Zeus and special this in defense.
Yeah.
I play 3 Dark Ruler. Still the amazing one card out. This outs almost any combo deck right now. Even if you get side locked, like just playing this and then making the Bethors or just the standard Drytron plays, you can still break all the boards. Like even like you don't care about being side locked. If you play the Megalith package, but if you play, let's say, the original Herald of Perfection, then once you get side lock, it's like almost GG for you. Played the 3 Twin Twister. Because this current format against Eldritch, against Brave Frank, this is way more important than Cosmic. Because Cosmic is better by banishing, but you need to hit at least 2 targets, especially when they fake set a blind. So I would not take risk of playing Cosmic against Brave Frank. I think Twin Twister is just better right now.
Okay.
This 1 Harpy and 1 Red Reboot for the back rows. I don't know who invented this ratio, but I think basically these 5 is just more or less like a very balanced side count for back row removal.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people play this ratio. And then for going first, I play 3 Solemn.
Hell yeah! I freaking love Solemn Judgment. I've gotten into so many arguments
Yeah,
with
like-
people talking about how it's
Like,
great.
I mean, life point is not that important in Drytron. Like, you can come back because I remember, for example, in YCS, I was at like 300 life point or something against Rafael Nevin. And then Natasha, I used it twice to get myself just enough life points, and then I can pay for Anaconda. And with this, I think it's the same. Like, sure, life points is important, but like, you stop that one card that makes your opponent unable to break your board, you just win the game.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's just to stop an enemy trying to negate my scythe. But it depends on situation. There's obviously ways that you can play around, but right now I think for going first, if you scythe this thing and you draw it, you should pretty much just win the game.
Yeah.
To stop Drytron, I feel like the new Drytron Link version, you're not afraid of Nibiru, but you are of Drone Lockbird. So I started testing with Salesman. You literally draw. If you draw, just stand by. Main phase call, draw unlock brand, then start comboing off.
Salesman? What's salesman?
So it's basically prohibition.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, it's like a weaker version of side blocker. You declare a card name, and your opponent cannot use that card this turn. It's basically just to make sure your plays go through. Um, Let me see if I have this. Oh, one second. It was in my new version, but I've been testing. In theory, it's good, but you never know. Oh, here, salesman.
Hey.
So like even going second, salesman is not that. It's not really bad, because sometimes you can call the right card and your opponent is unable to use that card this turn. Helps you break board. There is a big drawback to salesman, because you cannot use that same card name for the rest of the duel. So if you call hand trap, it's fine because I don't play hand traps. If you call cards like blackout, and whatever essential card your opponent has, this is really good.
Okay.
Um, I prefer this over prohibition because if you go second and you prohibition, your opponent can MST or DP or whatever and whatnot, and basically kills your prohibition. But this is on resolution unless they like solemn or barone. You call a card and that card cannot be used this turn.
Okay. Got it.
So I think this is a slightly better version of prohibition and side blocker. But it still needs testing. Like it's only good in theory. But yeah, that's all on my side. This I think I'll probably keep, and I'll have to think of ways to make space. I might consider cutting this. Lava Golem, I'll definitely not cut it. I would play 6 Lava Golem if I could, but Raw Sphere is just not like I would literally play 6 copies. But Raw Sphere, the fact that it requires 3, it's only good against decks like Brave PK. No, sorry, Brave Prank. Like it kills them, literally kills them, because they always have at least the Griffin plus token plus one of their kid, right? If you Raw Sphere, you just kill their entire board. You shut down their back row, the fusion,
Okay.
and 99% of the time they won't have all 3 fusion material in their hand. So Ross here is just amazing against them. Like this is decent because if you sit on the token, you shut down their you get rid of their Draco back forever, and also their Griffin cannot attempt to negate
Okay.
because they no longer have the token.
Okay.
So this definitely MVP. Whenever I drew this, I feel like I'm just gonna win the game. Because I just break their board, and if they have DP and they want to get greedy, and I just even punish them even harder.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm a big fan of Lava Golem. I will not stop
yeah.
talking about how good it is. I've been made fun of for
This
that
card.
card, but it's
Oh,
so
you know
good.
what? I actually remember winning a game because I think we were almost in time. Um, I literally attacked I think enemy what's it called wait, what was the play? Oh yeah, so I summoned this in defense for on my opponent's field. I made Mu Beta, attacked this. I took 500 damage, made Zeus, and passed turn. And it was in time, right? So they went to standby, took 1,000, and then I would Zeus wipe the first time, and then they tried to do something else. I Zeus wise again, and then basically I won 500 lives.
Nice.
So this breaking board was like it was funny and is also really good. But yeah, I can do the combo right now. One second. Yeah.
Okay. Alright, guys. Now it is time for the combo video. We're just going to do Alpha Zeta. Take it away.
All right. So the starting combo alpha tribute zeta special add effect of zeta tribute special add, and then you chain add. At this point, personally, I always summon mu beta first because you want to try and beta any negate. So if this results, you send gamma. Um, Something that I realized is working really effectively is always putting your gamma on the top of your graveyard, so you pressure opponent non Nibiru unless after resolving this, right? Because if they Nibiru can still extend and then still side lock. So this is a good bluff. Well, not bluff, but like a little like mind game.
Mind game, yes.
Yeah, and then normal effect. Uh, Herald effect. Add full. Activate effect. Special. Effect to add back your Benton.
Mm-hmm.
And then effect to ritual from deck. So you go chain 1, chain 2, add.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, it's a little different. Like personally, if I go blind, I like to Chaos Fucker because I can turn into a Pistoler. But
Okay.
if you play against, let's say, for example, against Flonderies, I would actually directly go for Lancia,
Okay.
and then you can make sure that you have at least one way to shut your opponent down.
Okay.
Okay. So at this point, this is 6, so you can synchro. Like right now, your opponent is, if your opponent thinks you play Baron, they'll just Nibiru, and if they don't, they're kind of fucked because you play at least play through one hand trap because there's a 6 and 4. You make Baron, so now you're free of at least one hand trap, and then effect to add back minus. Well, you can do it later. It's the same. Gamma effect, cost, special. Uh, then link for Dagda.
Mm-hmm.
And then activate chain 1, chain 2. You set the side, and then resolve. Special. At this point, you can add your Bethor, or if you add playing, like you're gonna special this from deck anyways, but it's nice to add because the adding is not once per turn, only the ritual.
Okay.
So yeah, this goes to grave, and then you can turn these two into your Anaconda.
Mm-hmm.
Special this, banish your Herald. This is actually really important. You have to banish the Herald and not the Diviner. There's a reason later. So and then
Okay.
these two you make a Bill Stoller. So and then you pay cost, dump the bricks. So basically, I think this is an amazing end board because you basically have free negate, no grave, and then afterwards no what's it called? No extra deck. And in order to play through Super Poly and Droplet, during Amphi's pop itself, so there isn't two of the same type. There's no two darks.
Mm-hmm.
Effect to special next standby. Okay, this is I think what differentiates me from rest of the Drytron players because in my combo in draw phase I would force out at least one Droplet or Imperm.
Mm-hmm.
I get a free negate, right?
Yeah.
So in draw phase I activate this Pistoler, and right now they're forced to negate, especially if they're like prank hit. They have to do it on this.
Mm-hmm.
Because doing on this and this, resolving either one, you win against Prank Kid. And then in start of standby, I do Baron effect, return. Special Diviner.
Okay.
Diviner on summon effect triggers. Seldentus. Target your what's it called? Site. Effect
Okay.
special. At this point, they have to use their second negate on your site,
Okay.
right? And if they droplet, you at least you protect your DB coming back, and you still have it. And if they don't, then your DB comes back, and you still have one extra pop plus at least you tribute full, and you get to destroy at least 3 more, at
Yeah.
least depending on your hand. So basically, throughout the tournament, I play around droplets, I play around the imperms, Nibirus, and I feel like Drytron is really underrated, and plus you can tribute these two to make your Bethor from hand or deck, because
Okay.
this becomes level 6 and 5, and so you
Okay.
can still keep this for follow up next turn.
Okay. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah,
I'm wondering how this deck plays through hand traps because hand traps are everywhere this format.
I mean, Drytron has always been a deck that can keep extending, right? If you have the pieces, um, like right now, if you play, for example, if you play preparation, you're less afraid of Ash. because they almost always use Ashen or Gamma, Cypher and Gamma on your Alpha, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can secure Ben 10 more than you have three extra cards to secure Ben 10. And the Megalith package by itself can Scythe lock without a single Drytron. But you need obviously prep and stuff like that and diviner to be able to. Um, and right now I think Drytron is actually the best turbo Scythe lock deck in the entire format
Mm-hmm.
because literally drawing where's diviner? Yeah, diviner plus any Drytron is this is Scythe lock because you just normal at Ben 10. It doesn't matter what this is, even if it's a gamma tribute, and then you just direct instead of doing all that extra stuff, you just directly add scythe, and
Mm-hmm.
then these two go into anaconda, and then side lock.
Okay.
So, and I did this so many times throughout the tournament. Like people thought, I kind of bricked, but I can still side lock with just bricks, and yeah, people don't expect that, and they just think, oh shit, like yeah, they don't get to play. Like against Prank Kid, you resolve if you ever resolve Abyss Dweller or Scythe, you just win the game. Because they don't have follow up, they don't flow, they don't have place.
Okay.
Yeah, so come back to Drytron. It's the best
I
deck.
know. I'm feeling tempted. I've just been struggling with Dragon Link all day. I'm like, this looks really
Like I guess
nice.
this might like this combo kills Dragonlink too. Because sometimes I don't even make pistol. I just do Lancia Scythe, and I leave this on the field, and basically they die. I mean, if Dragonlink cannot banish and cannot use extra deck, like they have no leave in near, they have no extra deck. Well, yeah, they just don't. They can't play.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and plus a lot of times, I think you made a video before talking about like that chain to an enemy turn and setting extra Lancia.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I got the inspiration from you because yeah, you go DP chain one, DP chain two, and then resolve special two, 1/2 send, and then yeah, no banish, no extra deck.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's, like that combo is really really good right now,
Yeah.
especially against Flandreese and Dragon Link. Like these two are the most like most afraid of Lancia.
Yeah. Definitely.
Base deck is actually not that afraid anymore. You stop like maybe one monster summon, which a lot of times I side out against base because it just doesn't do that much. Like making a best dueler and side like this kills base because they have no rows, no extend, and yeah, no water enchantress.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, this format I think resolving one of these two wins you games.
Okay. I want to play Drytron again.
Yes, yes, come back.